Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mark. Much appreciate the introduction. Who is our Toastmaster hero? Peter Kossowan. Now, even though he goes like this, you know that Peter inside says, I'm really not a hero. I'm just here in Toastmasters because I want to give back. Well, Peter, you truly are a hero. And for many, many reasons that I got to go over, just a few of them. But certainly the first one is the fact that you got a medal from the Queen. That kind of helps my speech quite a bit. Secondly, on a personal level, though, and people in this room who know you will have their own stories about you. But what I hear most often is you're inspirational, you care. You're valued as a coach, a mentor, as a friend. Indeed, you're my best friend. And I'm so glad that Karen Tober is here. Hi, Karen, because I like what she wrote several years ago, which I think really brings this into focus. And please don't think about my delivery so much, but think about these very powerful words as I read this out and others. She says, Peter changed my life. I learned so much from him. He taught me that we have a right to our voice regardless of who is in the audience. And we don't have to be perfect to make a difference. I always thought I had to be perfect. Peter changed my life simply by believing in me, by trusting me, and encouraging me just to bring it. Peter alone is responsible for the person I am today and the life that I have. Whoa, I could not have said it. Thank you, Karen. I could not have said it any better at all. Also, from a different perspective, a woman that knows Peter, I think I'm going to read this as well, because I think it's salient in that she comes from a little different world. Janet Bronze is a foreign affairs consultant with 17-year career in the Canadian Foreign Service. And she says, I was only the second woman to join Peter's Toastmasters Club, and I was their first elected president. This was very much due to the support of Peter and his confidence in us. And I think this is key, female speakers. He was always supportive of everyone. Toastmasters taught me to speak effectively, to chair meetings, to speak on any number of subjects, and to be confident of my ability in public settings. When you think of Peter, and after reading those, I think of Mariah Carey's song. How many have heard it? Her song is entitled Hero. Yeah. Do you know the lyrics? Well, I'm going to elaborate on them just a little bit. I'm going to add a couple of extra words just for emphasis. It goes this way. And then a hero comes along, giving you the strength to carry on. You cast your fears aside, and you know that you can survive, as Peter Kossowan helps you realize that a hero lies in you. People who've worked with you, Peter, really understand that so well. Now, on a Toastmaster level, Peter did exactly what Dr. Smedley wanted us to do, the founder of Toastmasters. Dr. Smedley said, this ability to communicate is a God-given gift. He said, once you've learned it, please go out into the community and build a better world. And that's exactly what you've done, Peter. And let's take a look at some of the honors. There's so many, I'm not going to repeat them all, obviously, but there are some. First of all, let's take a look at the club level. He's an honorary member of this club and an honorary member of a very important club, Dr. Smedley, #1, named after, that's the first club that Smedley set up in Santa Ana, California. And it's the advanced version of that club. Also, I don't know of any Toastmaster other than 2 that had clubs named after them. Peter Kossowan Communicators, one is named after Eddie Dunn, and another one, as I mentioned, after Dr. Ralph Smedley. He's received numerous district awards, but some I thought you might be interested in. Area Governor of the Year, Club Specialist, Club Sponsor Award. It was called the Al Ripley Award, and I believe still is. No, that's a different award. I'm sorry. The Club Sponsor Year he received from the district, and indeed they struck a trophy, Peter, in your name, which was used for a while. He also received the Al Ripley Award, which is District Toastmaster of the Year. And they felt, you know, in the district the way this fellow did. And I'm going to, again, please concentrate on this beautiful wording, crafted with care and with passion, to somebody who loves Peter. And he wrote, during the past 40 years, I've had the pleasure of working with him, frequently on Toastmaster activities, and have been continually amazed at his boundless energy, unrestricted positive outlook, and unfailing selfishness in everything that he does. Peter is a catalyst in helping people achieve their potential in a unique way of engaging and motivating people towards their goals. He instills self-confidence in individuals, one at a time. The skills Peter acquired as a Toastmaster, such as understanding how to be an effective leader, chair committees, and motivate others, has assisted him in his charity work. In turn, his charity work has given him real-life experiences to enhance his mentoring in Toastmasters, which so many of us in this room have benefited from. That was penned by past district director, governor at the time, Ron Chapman, DTM. I don't know of anybody who's received more awards at an international level than Peter Kossowan. Take, for instance, two of the modern CEOs of Toastmasters International singled him out for awards. Number one, Terry McCann, before our current executive director, really built the foundation of our modern organization. When I was on the board, and others boasted to Terry about the 122 clubs that Peter Kossowan had set up. It wasn't quite that then. And he said, I checked the numbers, and they're right. You know, we got to recognize this fellow. Can you bring him to the opening ceremonies of the International Convention? Don't say anything to him. I want to watch the expression on his face. So Terry McCann, in front of 2,000 people, followed by a standing ovation, presented the Excellent Service Award to Peter Kossowan for building all the clubs. And of course, he continued to build them. The second one, I think most of you were there, the current executive director, Daniel Rex, flew in from Colorado for one reason, to be there to celebrate and to speak at Peter's 50th anniversary as a Toastmaster. Wow, that just doesn't happen. And what was the title of his speech? Do you remember? Well, I didn't, but Peter remembered. Dan Rex's title was Everything I Learned in Toastmasters, I Learned from Peter Kossowan. Wow. What a tribute. As district director, he received the President's Circle Award. Never had anybody in our district received that before. What it means that we became a select distinguished district during his term. That means we're number 10 in the world. First time ever under the leadership of Peter Kossowan. He received the Presidential Citation at the International Convention. Some of this in this group have. It's selected by the president, only presented about 5 a year. Very prestigious award. And it's presented for excellence and tenacity in Toastmaster leadership. Peter Kossowan received that award. Also, he received District 42's sanctioned by International CNL Communication Leadership Award. That put him in the category of others who've received it. Guess who? John Diefenbaker, Grant McEwen, and Ambassador Taylor, amongst many, 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 many others. In the community, Peter received from Grant McEwen District Citizens Award and an honorary diploma for community service. Little story behind that. You see, Peter was chairman of the board of Grant McEwen when They wanted to develop a whole new campus, which you see there today, but the Alberta Government Caucus turned him down. Peter, never gives up. So Peter went to the Premier, Don Getty, and with his salesmanship ability and lots of facts to back him up, real facts, not alternate facts, convinced Don Getty that we should have this campus. It's built. Now, as you know, and as you drive north on 108th Street with the legislature behind you, you look forward and you'll see two beautiful twin towers rising above the campus. That's a real testament, a real legacy for Peter Kossowan. And I know Marilyn Berg taught there. I'm very proud of what Peter did to create Grant McKean University. Peter's very proud, of course, the Speechcraft course that was set up at the University of Alberta. If you go leave this meeting now and you go to any pharmacy and you say, did you take a Speechcraft course at the pharmacy by Toastmasters? And they'll say, yeah. And you ask them, was it helpful? And you will get always, at least I have, a very positive response about help them deal with customers and feel comfortable in customers around or over the counter. In my second last point, I'll leave this on the table for you to see, but it says from the Evident Journal, Mr. Toast gives voice to thousands, and you'll see all the awards that he's embraced in front of them, just some of them. The key thing about this, and the reason I wanted to mention it, is the reporter asked Peter, what do you want on your tombstone? And Peter said, born to serve. How fitting it is, born to serve. My wife went like this. Thank you, my dear. She's always great to have in the audience. Born to serve. And if you Google that on YouTube, you'll get a 10-minute video professionally prepared about Peter and his philosophy of life. But how fitting it is in conclusion that the Queen of England selected Peter through her representative to receive this medal. Because, the Queen also has the same philosophy. You'll remember, she said, I declare before you all, be my life be long or short, that I shall be dedicated to your service. Peter's dedicated to the service of human beings. This award presented at Government House. Not very many awards are presented at Government House, but Peter always notches things up a little bit just by who he is. Very few nominations are put forward by the Lieutenant Governor. It says right on the certificate, you'll see he was nominated by the Lieutenant Governor. Not only that, it was presented at the very prestigious and historic Government House. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to welcome and to serve, to be with, to have the distinct honor today to help you recognize a wonderful man, a hero, Peter Kossowan.